if they weren't embarrassed by this, to come to me and say, tell us whatever you want, we're going to listen to you, then they shouldn't be at Kentucky.
There's probably a few Kentucky fans embarrassed to watch that game against Tennessee. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. Gupper and the gang here talking about Kentucky and Louisville basketball. My word of the week this week, guys, is payback. Payback for all those teams that Kentucky swatted back through the years with Cal. Now the payback's kind of rolling on them. Tennessee obviously did that. Florida gave them a little bit of a dose of it. But next year, Kentucky fans, your payback time once again reappears with that great recruiting class coming in. Darryl, what's your word of the week?
My word of the week with what's left of the season is mirror, as in mirror, mirror on the wall. Because the coaches, the players, everybody, when they got back to Lexington, had better go and find a mirror, look at that reflection, say, am I playing the best I can play? Am I doing the best I can to help this team get over this crisis? We'll see.
Howie, what's your word of the week?
You know, I think it's recruiting. I mean, Louisville picked up 2 big-time recruits this week. Shaquan Aaron on basketball committed to Rick Pitino, a big-time 6'8" shooting guard. And then for Louisville football, Stacey Thomas. So 2 big recruits in the same week.
Big opportunity for you to win $25,000. Let me show you how it works. It is the $25,000 home improvement sweepstakes here at THV.com. $15,000 of home improvements, and how about this? $10,000 of cash to spend any way you want. But in order to win, you have to go right now to register at THV.com. And if you'll go right now, Red and Blue viewers, Howie, are registered to win a $1,000 gift certificate. But you have to go to THV.com right now. All right, let's jump into it. It's time to go to our lightning round. The lightning round on the Red and Blue Review brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to click it or ticket. For the first time in Big Blue history, we do not have a big man on campus because they all went AWOL, starting with practice on Friday.
They were awful in practice. I did. Yesterday was our worst practice in 4 years. And I think it was because guys were a little bit, that's what I believe. It makes you anxious, it tires you out, it doesn't give you energy. You're worried that, uh-oh, I got to step up, and I'm not sure I have that. If you watch practice, you kind of thought, uh-oh. And this team, you know, they haven't beaten us in a while, kind of like Florida. And they haven't beaten us in a while. Now this is their chance to hit it, get that wounded animal. And they rode the car over us a couple times. Over, back, make sure we're done.
Yeah, plenty of times on that one. Now, I'll probably be accused of being a little Pollyanna here, but I'm going to give UK just a little break on this one. You only had one real practice to get ready, to absorb what had happened to your best player, to walk into practice. There's no flat top. What are you going to do? For Cal, one day to figure out how we're going to change playing offense and defense, and then to go into a hostile environment like Tennessee. Tennessee's a lot better than their record is. They should be much better than what they're showing, and they showed it against Kentucky, of course. Now that given, okay, you've got Vandy this week. You've got 2-3 days to kind of catch your breath and say, this is how we're going to play going forward, guys. Everybody on board. Then we'll see what happens in the last 6 games, whether they get in the NCAA or they have to settle for the NIT.
One of the things I find troubling, to follow up on your idea of this being Pollyannish, is the fact that even if you don't know where to go, you ought to go somewhere fast. And I still saw the problem with Kentucky against Tennessee, not playing with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, passion. And when you're down a man, you've absolutely got to do that.
Yeah, there was a big hope yesterday was that everybody was going to rally. Everybody's going to play like Nerlens. Nerlens played with more energy than anybody, and it didn't happen. And Cal may have been right. Friday, they still had that look of like, oh, my gosh, what just happened to this team? Look around and how are we going to handle it? That's why I say you cut them a little break. You shouldn't have lost by 30. You could have lost that game with Nerlens. Don't, just a little break. You don't get a break Wednesday when Vanderbilt comes to town.
The big man on campus for the University of Louisville is really a big man on campus, Gorgui Dieng, who actually could be better by playing less.
I think he would, if I could just play him 4 minutes less and stop wearing him out, I think you'd see more blocks. And I've got to learn to do that. But he did a very, very good job. He's just got to go to the offensive glass more. I'm playing him too much early on. Like, I should get him out about the 6:30, 7-minute mark with a timeout coming and give him a good minute and then give him the 2 minutes in the timeout and then another minute there. That's the time to do it. But I just got to develop more confidence in Stephen Ozak, whoever it may be.
I like that Rick Pitino is realizing this now. I like it that he's not realizing this halfway through the NCAA tournament because if you get Gorgie a little more rest, he's probably going to be fresher at the end of games. He's probably going to be in there at the end of games. As you know, when you're tired, you foul. And Gorgie has picked up some silly fouls before. So hopefully getting a little more rest early in the game will provide a better Gorgie at the end of games.
Who got busted this week on Planet Blue is really the entire basketball team, because if Cal was sitting where you are, you'd be yelling at the screen. He'd be yelling at the screen saying these guys are absolutely uncoachable.
We got a couple guys that are basically not real coachable. You tell them over and over and over what you want to do, what we have to do, and they do their own thing. And that's where we are. And when they realize that if we don't do this all together, we're going to have many more of these. It doesn't change. And it ain't, you know, I got to do my thing to get us, what's our schemes offensively and defensively, but we can't go out there and fight for them. We can't battle. We can't beat them to 50-50 balls as a staff. We can't want it more than they do.
I went out on a limb. Cal didn't mention any names, but you notice the little graphic at the bottom. I went out on a limb and put Archie Goodwin's picture on there. He might be one of the guys, possibly. But I'm really surprised, given the type of people that Cal recruits, top recruiting class every year, you don't run into this more. The prima donna mindset, I know what I'm doing. The problem is, and we talked about it all year long, no senior veteran player on that team. Cal can complain all he wants. He can say, do this, do it my way, and work at it. They don't have anybody in the locker room or over in the lodge after practice or after a game to grab that freshman by the throat and says, this nonsense stops now. You are not doing this to our team. You're going to be a part of this team. And they got to have it, and they don't, and it shows. And
Kyle Wiltshire would be that guy because he's just not that guy. Well, the debate on Twitter was what you call this team because, Kentucky loves to. Uncoachables was probably the number one thing. And the other one was nightmare spelled with an N-I-T. So I don't know.
I was one of the guys that accused Sean Woods, a former Kentucky player now at Morehead State, of being out of line when he criticized this Kentucky team, saying that they had this sense of entitlement. But I'm telling you guys, he nailed these guys right off.
He nailed it very early, and he was not one of those guys. He played his butt off all the time.
Red and Blue Review coming to you from Primax True Home Value. I know you're one of those people who says, man, I never win anything. Well, that's what Shane Pruitt used to say.
Well, folks, guess what? It's time to give away another $25,000 in cash.
I'm looking for Shane, and guess what? That's you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've never won anything ever.
There's always going to be somebody that's winning, and today we're with a lucky winner, Shane Pruitt here, and she's been the grand prize winner, $25,000, $10,000 in cash, $15,000 in home improvements. Be sure to sign up today, truehomevalue.com.
George, and thank you, my daughter Grace, for editing that little story together for us. That, by the way, is Daryl yelling at the Kentucky players on Friday. I can't cover these guys. But you can cover yourself very nicely by going to thv.com, sign up for the $25,000 sweepstakes. And remember, if you go right now, you'll be entered to win a $1,000 gift certificate exclusively for Red and Blue viewers from thv.com. Well, what got busted, we thought, on Planet Red this past week was Wayne Blackshear's shoulder.
He's fine. He's fine. He tweaks it when he, the Dwight Howard thing where you slap the guy's arm as you bring it up, but he's fine.
Yeah, I think Wayne Blackshear is fine, and I think he knows that now. But the trouble is, when it happened, he thought, oh, no, it happened again. Because, anytime you get that kind of a shoulder injury and it stopped his progress as he's trying to bring that arm up, he probably felt a little pop there or a little twinge there, and he thought, oh, no, I'm going to have another surgery. And this is what Rick Pitino was talking about. That surgery is still in his head. So hopefully this episode gets him another step closer to being free of that.
What was nuts at Rocky Top on Saturday was the technicals. 3 players fouled out, 3 technical foul called in the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
My thing was, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you fight for balls? It was the guy pushed him in the back with 2 hands. He came up pushing. Well, but my point is, well, don't do that now. You're down 30. Why wouldn't you fight as the game was in the balance?
It was really interesting afterwards that John Calipari did not rally to his players' aid. That from the coach who complained the entire 40 minutes about how bad the calls were and defended Coach Robick. He said he didn't think he deserved to get tossed on what he said. He just didn't agree with the call. But on Archie Goodwin, the kid pushed him in the back, driving the lane, and he retaliated by pushing him in the back. Yeah. The downside is a cheap shot. The guy's not looking at you. You can't do that. And Cal's argument is, Don't do that nonsense. Show me that intensity and that fight when the game is in the balance, when we can actually make something happen. Make it a positive for this team that somebody's going to show some energy and some fight and try to get this team over the hump without Nerlens.
What's new for Kentucky and Louisville is the fact that these two freshmen coming in from Trinity who played football there, they've got a chance to contribute immediately for the Cats and the Cards.
You look at the people that we've played and losing 2 ball games in 3 years, so they know what it takes to win. I think most of them, the competitiveness that they have is they'll want to go contribute right away. But they'll soon learn that there's a lot of competition, but you also saw James and Jason in the U.S. Army game, and that's 90-some kids are the best in the nation, and they were right there. They were right there. So I expect great things.
I think these two are going to make an immediate impact at Kentucky and Louisville. I think Jason Hatcher is a guy who can play at Kentucky right now. You put him in pads and he's ready to go because he's physically developed. He's ready to roll. And I think with Quick, he's stepping into a situation where there's great receivers at Louisville right now, but he's just that good. And I think the other thing with all these Trinity kids, they've played at an extremely high level, and it's not like Ryan Timmons where he's going to have to take a huge leap up from the competition Frankfurt was playing. Trinity was playing a national schedule. These guys were playing the best of the best, Brentwood, everybody else. These guys are going to play.
We come back on the Red and Blue Review. We'll talk about what Cal and the Cats have to change in order to make sure we don't have more rocky games like they had at the Rocky Top. Here's Daryl to talk about the Cats, boss.
I do appreciate it very much. And the headline this week was so obvious, technical difficulties. Not just technical fouls, but we've got some difficulties going forward, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to wait for the issue to arrive in the mail this week, you can go to magazine.catspaws.com, register, and it will be online, ready to read on your computer by noon Monday.
Hi, Tim French here. I'm really excited on our brand new Elizabethtown location under construction right here on the corner of Dixie Highway and the entranceway to Freeman Lake Park. Talk about low overhead. How about no overhead? We can take all the savings and pass them on to you. Take advantage of these construction sale prices. Stop by and see us. You know about 351 Auto, but now we have 765 Auto and 765auto.com. If you're wondering who this guy is, this is my brand new general manager, Brian Keneal. Say hi, Brian.
Hello, folks.
We got to go.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes. Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's been over 90 years since my grandfather entered the Chevrolet business. Steve and I are proud of our son Ryan and our son-in-law Andrew, who now make the 4th generation. The tradition continues with our dedication to excellence and customer satisfaction. Thank you, Kentuckiana, for making us your #1 Chevrolet dealer. We would like to introduce you to the all-new Bachman Chevrolet.
We didn't always watch football at Buffalo Wild Wings.
So great to see you guys outside the office.
So you brew your own beer?
Yeah, for you, bratwurst beer, and this one's a secret. Drink up. This one's ready in 2 minutes.
Protect the football. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Hi, Tim French here. I'm really excited on our brand new Elizabethtown location under construction right here on the corner of Dixie Highway and the entranceway to Freeman Lake Park. Talk about low overhead. How about no overhead? We can take all the savings and pass them on to you. Take advantage of these construction sale prices. Stop by and see us. You know about 351 Auto, but now we have 765 Auto and 765auto.com. If you're wondering who this guy is, this is my brand new general manager, Brian Keneal. Say hi, Brian.
Hello, folks.
We got to go.
Hi, I'm George Jenkins, back here with the Red Blue Review. broadcasting today from the Primex True Home Value Showroom. We want to urge all homeowners today to go to thv.com and enter our sweepstakes. Some lucky homeowner is going to win $25,000, $10,000 in cash, $15,000 in home improvements. But you got to go to thv.com today. We'll have one lucky winner in the month of March. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you for that, and thank you for this. If you go right now to thv.com, you'll be entered to win a $1,000 gift certificate exclusively for red and blue viewers, but you have to go right now to thv.com. Our topics now in our Game Time storyline is Cal change and Russ on the road. Well, as we know, after that Tennessee game, Kentucky's got to do a whole lot of changing if they're going to improve the rest of this regular season, and Cal says part of the change starts with him.
We got to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how we're going to have to play offensively and what we're going to have to do defensively, and we'll go from me as a coach. How are you going to deal with it? You're going to quit on your guys? You're going to coach them? You're going to try to make them better? Is it about you or is it about them? If they're struggling, how are you going to get them right? So I'm going to try whatever I can, and at the end of the day, let's see where this goes. It doesn't look good right now, but I've had seasons where it's looked awful and went off, and I've had seasons where it looked real good and it went the wrong way.
See how it plays out, because to me it's not that hard on a schematic part of it. You're going to have to play more zone because you can't stay in front of anybody, and you have no shot blocker. Offensively, I still say you push it as fast as you can go, get as many points in transition because you really struggle on half court. To me, it's going to be how Cal approaches these guys, because he's been on them nonstop. You're not trying hard enough. You're not playing hard enough. You're not aggressive enough. At what point do you say, as coaches do, and Cal says it a lot, you're in late February, we are what we are, and he just becomes their biggest cheerleader the rest of the way. Does he take that? Does he do a complete reversal? That's going to be interesting to see.
Well, if he turns into a cheerleader, they're going to lose 3 of their next 6. Because I think he's going to have to cattle prod these guys, because it still comes down to playing with some emotion and passion. You know, he always talks about every team's Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Well, he knows that these players have to realize it.
Yeah, they've got to figure it out. Something has got to click, and you hope, if you're a Cat fan, you hope you take care of business at Vandy. You put a hurt on Vandy. Yeah, you forget that they're not any good. And that gives you some confidence going forward, because then you've got Missouri coming in for game day, and the world is watching, the committee members are watching, and it's either going to be a pity party for UK, which is the worst that could happen, or it's going to be, hey, they took care of Vandy. They maybe they're getting things figured out. And then it's shockingly you beat Missouri, then you're on your way.
One of the things Rick Pitino figured out is Russ Smith is actually better at home than he is on the road. That was proved on the road trip to South Florida when Russ scored 15.
And now we got to improve his play on the road. You know, I said it in a pregame thing. We did a little match of how he plays at home versus the road, and it's so significant and scary in terms of his field goal percentage. So we got to focus in on the why, figure it out, because he shoots a very low percentage on the road and shoots a much better percentage at home. So we're going to talk about that.
Whatever they talked about worked, because in that 18-point win over South Florida, Russ had 15 points, and I think he only missed like 1 or 2 shots, which is phenomenal for Russ Smith. I mean, I think part of the issue with Russ, I believe, is that when he's on the road and everybody's against him, he thinks, I'm going to carry this team. And that type of confidence is such a good thing, but it can also be, a bad thing. And I think they're going to rein that in. And if he's as effective as he was against South Florida the rest of the season, Louisville's going to win the rest of the games.
Red and Blue Review coming to you from Primex True Home Value. And when you register for the big contest, you're going to get a chance to do a lot of really cool things to your house, like maybe a brand new entryway, and that is your front porch to the world. Here's how you do it. You go to thv.com, register for the $25,000 sweepstakes, and if you go right now, you'll be eligible to win a $1,000 gift certificate from Primex True Home Value. You got to do it right now. thv.com. Well, not only does Cal have to change if the Cats are going to turn things around, but the players have to be willing to change too.
This is a great, I'm telling you, for all of us, for us as a staff, for these players, what a great experience we're going to have to go through now. Because you're going to really find out about yourself. Your hope is they have it in them to change. You just hope they have it in them to be tougher, to be more focused, to play for each other and versus playing for yourself. You hope it's in there. And I believe it is, or, they wouldn't be here. But right now, we're not showing that.
if what happened at Tennessee doesn't bring about change, they're not changing, period. We're going to learn so much about this team this week against Vanderbilt. And I know, accuse me of being Pollyanna, I kind of dismissed the Tennessee game because I thought before the injury that was a game they could lose. Let's see how they adjust now that they've had a time to absorb it all and see, all right, who's going to lead this team? How are we going to play?
One of the things changing at the University of Louisville, not only are they going to put a great baseball team on the field, but Jim Patterson Stadium has a new look too.
I think it's awesome that we're getting, that kind of, respect from polls and stuff like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't mean anything. It's preseason. We have to prove ourselves throughout the rest of the season. But it's awesome. I mean, it's just a testament to the guys we had before and what they accomplished, and we'll see what happens during the season.
I think if we do what we're capable of doing, we should be a top team all year. I think we got a lot of older guys, a lot of mature guys, and we all know what we have to do, to have success.
Yeah, I think Louisville's baseball team could be phenomenal this season. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch in that brand new ballpark. 3,000 seats. They've got new luxury suites and everything like that. So not only a brand new stadium, but also a brand new team. They've got great pitchers. This Jeff Thompson kid, you've got to see him. They've also got a kid named Nick Birdie. Now remember that name.
Nick Birdie.
Nick Birdie. And Birdie, he's a Cardinal. Yeah. Very easy to remember. Hit 100 miles per hour on his fastball this summer. 100 miles per hour.
Wow.
That's very, very rare in the baseball world.
Well, and Kentucky was on the road at Spartanburg. They got snowed out.
Yes.
That's how crazy this has been already. When we come back, you're going to meet the man who wants to give you $25,000, and you can see what you can do with that as we head to the break. Howie's going to tell us about CardinalSports.com. Absolutely.
CardinalSports.com is your best source for all things Louisville. Right after these games, you can check out CardinalSports.com for us in the locker room. We talk to the players at home games and that kind of thing. You can also get stats and recruiting stats and those recruits I was telling you about earlier. Check it out, CardinalSports.com.
How do you say it?
Bear nose.
Bear nose?
Beer nose.
Bearnose? No matter how you say it, Bearnose has been serving up Louisville-style pizza since 1977 from 13 area locations.
Bear nose. Bear nose.
Did you know that 2/3 of all truck-related crashes are actually caused by cars? Large trucks carry heavy loads and need more room to stop than cars. Merging without leaving enough space between you and a truck could cost you a ticket, or something much worse, your life. Law enforcement will be out on the road writing tickets to make sure both truck and car drivers stay safe. Before merging, be sure you can see both of the truck's headlights in your rear view mirror to ensure proper braking room. This message brought to you by the KSP Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes. Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah! That just happened! Yes, it did. Yes, 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 yes! We did it! Yes, we did! Yeah, we did it! See you, bud. Later.
Honey, who was that?
Who, that guy? I don't know.
Get caught up in the excitement. Buffalo Wild Wings. More wings, more beer, more sports.
Hey, who's this?
It's been over 90 years since my grandfather entered the Chevrolet business. Steve and I are proud of our son Ryan and our son-in-law Andrew, who now make the 4th generation. The tradition continues with our dedication to excellence and customer satisfaction. Thank you, Kentuckiana, for making us your #1 Chevrolet dealer. We would like to introduce you to the all-new Bachman Chevrolet.
How do you say it?
Bearnose.
Bearnose?
Bearnose.
Bearnose? No matter how you say it, Bearnose has been serving up Louisville-style pizza since 1977 from 13 area locations.
Bearnose. Bearnose.
If only we thought about this for our Valentine's Day show, Howie Lindsay in a bathtub. There's nothing quite like it. Welcome back to the Red and Blue Review. We're here at Primax True Home Value with the president, George Jenkins. And George, we're really excited that you've allowed us to participate in your contest, $25,000 sweepstakes.
And we're going to draw the winner next month, Gary. So it's just right around the corner. Some lucky homeowner is going to win $15,000 in home improvements, $10,000 in cash. So we urge them to go there today, thv.com.
And if you go right now, thv.com, you also have the opportunity as a Red and Blue Review viewer to win another $1,000 gift certificate. But you got to act right now. thv.com. Now, we kind of mocked Howie a little bit, but that's a heck of a product you've got out there.
Yeah, this is a product we just started selling here in the last year and a half, and we're really excited about it. And we have that's a walk-in handicap bathtub system, and then we have walk-in showers, and we have a lot of different tub packages available today. So we encourage someone, if they're looking for that, to give us a call or go on our website at thv.com.
And Howie is a big man. That'll give you an idea of just how big that walk-in tub really is. And you guys manufacture some of the product you sell as well, right, George?
Right. We actually, since 2007, started manufacturing our own windows. And then recently here we just purchased a door manufacturer here in Louisville. So we've been manufacturing our products here for the last 5 or 6 years and having a lot of success for it. And we're the home of the triple pane composite window. So if someone's considering replacing their windows, it's a great idea to go on to thv.com, look at our window, look at the numbers on the energy ratings on it, and while they're there, go ahead and register to win our sweepstakes.
And if you do it right now, you'll also be eligible to win a $1,000 gift certificate exclusively for Red and Blue viewers, but you got to act right now. thv.com. See you next time on Red and Blue.